I love the new Snow White movie. Darling in the Franxx was iconic back in 2018. The anime broke the internet. This girl was plastered everywhere. 3 years later, the pandemic hit. People were jobless, so they started watching anime. This revived the hype and the anime gained popularity once again. Funk and Joyce must have seen her swaying her hips like 1,000 times, but what goes up must come down, and eventually, people start forgetting about it. But I will not let you forget this anime. You know how as a kid, you'd watch these cartoons and movies, and then years later, you'd rewatch them as an adult and think, damn, Squidward is relatable as fuck. I got into anime during COVID, and I was a pure, innocent boy back then. 5 years later, I'm fucked up. Darling in the Franxx was the first few animes that I've watched, like a kid at a strip club. I never realized the things they were hinting back then, but I rewatched it a couple days back, and there's just so much more to like. The themes that it delves into, its dystopian world building. Mecha 02, what the fuck? Humanity is screwed. The appearance of Klaxosaurs begin ravaging the far ends of the world, leading to the collapse of civilization. But you don't mess with the indomitable human spirit. Humanity now lives in dome-shaped cities called plantations, and assigned mecha units called Franxx defends them from the Klaxosaurs, robots with googly eyes that look like Pokemons. Yeah, I just have one question. Yeah? Who's gonna pilot these things? Cause surely the children can't fly them, it's too dangerous. Say that again. It's too dangerous. Before that, the children? The children, call them parasites, will exploit every single one of them, feed them fentanyl, and have them dedicate their lives to only pilot the Franxx. We'll have two children in there, a boy and a girl. We'll have the girl bend over with control sticking out her ass, and the guy grabs it and connects with her to pilot the Franxx. Does it have to be that way? Yes. Only the children can fly them? Exactly. So what will the adults do then? Nothing. Isn't that just child exploitation? I'm Chinese. But isn't that just— Woman, one more word out of your goddamn mouth and I'll blow your head into pieces. Well, I was just thinking that the start of the anime was amazing. It lures you in. The first minute foreshadows everything the story is about to tell. Children were born and raised as tools of war. But Hero, he needs to lock the fuck in. He can't pilot the Franxx, eventually dragging down his partner with him. Wait, is that— I'm so down bad for 02. She can prey on me and I willingly submit. 02 was like Jesus to Hero, his almighty savior. He was a failure of a child, incompetent and unworthy of being a parasite, until he wrote 02 and experienced orgasm for the first time. I don't remember the show being this much of a sex metaphor. The only thing I remembered was 02's voice. This is peak voice acting. Her voice was vividly etched in my mind. Whenever she voices other characters, it instantly reminds me of her. If 02 was in a romance, it'd be the greatest romance of all time. I think you guys understand my type. Where was I again? Right, so Hero writes 02 and she joins his squad. But someone is not too happy about that. Listen, Hero, we've been friends for a very long time and I just— Oh baby! Baby over here! Friendzone pad. Oof. I guess I'll cuck you around. In a distant future where humanity was driven near extinction, children pilot robots to fight monsters and protect the adults. That's what the show sells you at the start. But as you wander into the episodes, you discover there's much more hidden beneath the surface. There are things I enjoy, things I'm curious about, and things I do not care. Let's start with this. Slice of life is a genre that you wouldn't expect from a sci-fi series. The world is fucked. Life sucks. So what more to life could there possibly be other than a barren wasteland? You see, the thing about Darling in the Franxx that got me so invested was not the action or the mechas. Spoiler alert, those are the things I do not care about. What I enjoyed was these playful yet conflicted interactions between these guys. They're a bunch of misfits caved in isolation ever since they were born. They don't know about the outside world. Sadness, love, jealousy were all forms of emotions stripped away from their lives. That's what they were born to do. Not fun. Franxx. The story could have just stuck with that and it would have been like any other sci-fi anime. But realize something. They're just kids. Let them be one. Now, I do not find slice of life anime all that interesting. You'd have to stick really big, cute, or depressing stuff in my face to get me watching. But when it's embedded where I least expect it, I end up appreciating and enjoying it even more. That's why I find the best episodes to be the non-action ones. There was one episode where they were fighting the Klaxos and ooze started splurging. Then it leaked onto the girls and their suits started melting. Thus, boys. The girls got really pissed, so they drew a line between the boys. So both genders started living their separate lives in the same house. The girls get to use the bath, but the boys get to eat. 02 pranks the whole squad, so they were all in the same bath. Thus, boys. It wreaked havoc, but that shit was fun. It was immature, but that's how they were supposed to behave. Not this. They ended up making up once they realized they needed each other despite their differences. That shit was wholesome, man. This episode alone was enough to defeat feminism. This was as realistic as it gets. Or maybe not that. The war between humanity and Klaxosaurus left society in shambles. Thus, a powerful and shady organization was formed to preserve and ensure the survival of mankind. They called themselves Ape. Led by mysterious figures stripped out in robes and masks. Their leader, revered by the children as a god. They call him Papa. The children hold him in high regard. They respect him. They glaze him. But he fed them lies, flattered them with praises, and they took the bait like it's candy. Zorome, stop stroking it! I know bad guys when I see one. And when I see one, I know they're bad guys. The world is shown as a pre-established system with a clear structure in place. Children defend the adults from the monsters. Ape on top, clear and simple. But you can't help notice something's off. Something's always off. Kids were treated as lab rats in a prison. That's not cool. Why must the children do the fighting? What are the Klaxosaurs? Where did they come from? Will they ever be an adult? Let me tell you something. Kids are curious motherfuckers. And when you leave them in the dark for too long, they start asking questions. I would know because my 6-year-old cousin asked if I'll ever get any girls. Shut up, Jaden. Zorome is one of those motherfuckers. He glazes Papa as if he was Lapuki. Never doubt Papa, always believe in him. Zorome craves to be an adult, believing that once this war shit is done, he'll get to be one. So he seeks what it's like to be a grown-up human, and when he finally meets one, it was the most inhuman interaction he's ever had. That shit devastated him. It was as if LeBron had faked all his stats. He learns that being an adult sucks balls, kinda like the ending.
Holy Jesus! What the fuck?
When I think of robots, I think of this. Or this. But certainly not whatever this is. The moment they gave the robots anime eyes, I knew this was gonna be fucked up. That's why I shy away from these moments. I don't want to see this. Take it all out and it would have been fine either way. Hiro and 02 go way back as you discover their past. It was emotional and tragic. It tugged on your heartstrings a little bit. The writing was phenomenal up until this point. 02 had gone berserk in search for a darling. And the Franks. The reason that fuels her to kill all these Klaxosaurs was in front of her all along, but she failed to see it. The anime should have ended here. No, cut the music! Through the power of love, Hiro and 02 got an instant buff. Boobs added, eyes remain, say their name.
What the fuck is this?
I'll tell you what it is. It's mech. I love mechas. They never cease to amaze me with how creative they can be. The last mecha that I watched was that lesbian Gundam spin-off. It was great. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Until the last 10 minutes, everything just went poof. Fuck the fabrics of reality, fuck the laws of physics. We have glitters. That's GG's. It's almost like a tradition for mechas to choke the ending. And Darling and the Franks started going downhill after this. They started introducing aliens. Okay, that's plausible. We take the battle to space. Classic. Oh no, Hero's been gooning. Quick, let us join hands and pray. Wait, we only have one episode left. Fuck it, let's give the fans what they want. Perfect! Yes! 02, baby! These are the things I do not care about. So here are some of the things I do. I'm just gonna pretend the second half doesn't exist. Darling in the Franxx was appealing to me because it makes you give a shit about what's happening. That's the core of every form of storytelling. I like to think that if you're still watching at this point, maybe you give a shit about what I have to say. And a part of that appeal comes from music. That's why I do these edits. Asami Tachibana is the anime's musical mastermind. I know anime music well enough to tell you that there aren't many female composers, even rare when they're this good. Haikyuu, Seraph of the End, even AFK Journey, this was all her. Haikyuu. Okay, I'ma stop glazing. A1 Pictures and Trigger came together one day and said, "Let's make an anime about anal sex." And everyone's like, "Yeah!" So they cooked it from scratch. No manga, no light novel, no doujins. Just over 100 people pouring their blood, sweat, and tears to make this work. But A1 is a big company, and the studio that was working on it said, "Fuck it, I'm coming out." So they rebranded and called themselves Cloverworks. And these people are good at what they do. Even a city of bright lights can appear lifeless and mundane with the right techniques. And it's these elements that ties it all together. She didn't need to do all that. Darling in the Franxx might have the shittiest ending, but I choose to ignore that because the anime shines in so many other areas. The characters all struggle with their self-identity, and watching them discover who they really are sounds cringe as fuck, but trust me, it's far more compelling than it sounds. That's what attracted me, still attracts those who have watched it, and will attract those who have not. As the saying goes, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. But it is about you finish at the start, so the start is a